Brazil, August 17th, 1966. Manuel Pereira de Cruz and Miguel Jose Viana, two electronic technicians, said goodbye to their families and boarded a bus from their small town to Sao Paulo. Their goal, to buy some electronic equipment and possibly a car. Around 2 p.m., they got off their bus in Niterói, not Sao Paulo as originally planned. There they purchased 2 raincoats, stopped at a bar to buy a bottle of water, and then headed to Morro de Ventum, a hill just outside the city. 3 days later, on August 20th, a young boy hunting birds stumbled upon something far more disturbing than a bird. Amid the brush, the boy discovered the bodies of the 2 men, dressed in formal suits, wearing the raincoats they had purchased, and most bizarrely, they were donning lead eye masks. Not ordinary masks, but they were made from thin sheets of lead, the kind used to shield against radiation, covering only their eyes, like sleep masks. Besides the body, investigators found a few items: a water bottle, 2 towels, a significant amount of cash, and a notebook with a cryptic note that read, or is translated into, 1630, be at the specified location, 1830, ingest capsules. After the effect, protect metals, await signal with mask. End quote. It was later determined that the handwriting belonged to neither of the men. The time of death was estimated to be the evening of August 17th, the same day they had arrived. As police began their investigation, there was no obvious signs of trauma, and the men's bodies were too decomposed for an accurate toxicology report. However, the investigators did suspect that drugs played a role in their deaths. Witnesses came forward with additional strange details. One account mentioned that Viana had appeared unusually nervous leading up that day to them kind of disappearing. She said he was constantly checking his watch and just acting nervous. A shopkeeper who sold them the raincoats recalled asking what the lead masks were for. The men simply replied, protection, with no further elaboration. Things took a stranger turn when the police spoke to the families. Manuel's wife revealed that the 2 men had been deeply involved in scientific spiritualism. They were particularly interested in contacting extraterrestrial beings or alien spirits. According to their friend Elquio Gomes, the 2 had been experimenting with various devices, including building one in Pierre's backyard. Some sources suggest this device was intended to contact Mars, while most simply just say it was a UFO-related experiment. One of the experiments had ended with the device exploding. This incident was corroborated by multiple witnesses, including Manuel's father. Another unusual event occurred 2 months earlier, on June 13th, 1966, when a witness reported a large explosion on a beach in Espírito Santo estate just northeast of Rio de Janeiro. Fishermen even claimed they saw a flying saucer crash into the sea. UFO sightings weren't uncommon in Brazil at the time, and reports of unidentified objects around the area of Morro de Ventum during the time of the men's deaths only fueled speculation. On the evening of August 17th, the same day Cruz and Viana died, a prominent local woman, Gradia Barbosa, and her children reported seeing an oval-shaped object hovering above Morro de Ventum. They described it as glowing orange with fire-like edges, emitting rays in all directions. According to witnesses, the object hovered for several minutes before ascending vertically into the sky. So reports the same night they disappeared, the same night they died, not disappeared. Sorry, my bad. Further investigation revealed that the lead masks the men wore had been handmade in Miguel's workshop. These masks, it's speculated, were designed to protect the men from the blinding light of a UFO encounter, possibly part of some spiritualist ritual. Strangely, this wasn't the first time a body had been discovered in that area wearing such a mask. An eerie parallel, years earlier in Brazil, a TV technician named Hermes Luis Fetisoa, just bear with me on the names, was found dead under similar mysterious circumstances. Hermes, like Cruz and Viana, was discovered with a handmade lead mask, same style, no apparent injuries, and no clear cause of death. To throw a wrench in the weird mystery we have building up, there was a confession, sort of. A man named Hamilton Bazzani claimed that he had participated in the murders of Cruz and Viana. He stated that he and an accomplice forced the men at gunpoint to ingest poison as part of robbery. However, Bisani's confession was never substantiated, and it was unclear if it was simply an attempt to gain notoriety. Another kind of contradiction is they were found with a bunch of money on them. So if it was part of a robbery, why not take the money? After an investigation, police were left with more questions than answers. The leading theory was the two men may have committed suicide or accidentally overdosed during a spiritualist ritual, possibly related to their goal of contacting extraterrestrial life, yet the case remains unsolved. The cryptic note, the lead mask, the UFO sightings, all point to something stranger, considering the wife and the friend talked about their quest and their spiritualism for UFOs. We'll never really know what happened that night to Mr. Cruz and Mr. Viana. And some things just remain a mystery. This has been Bendy. Have a good night.